Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and we have to keep our content getting pushed. So here's another video for you guys, and I am so sorry my foundation looks so bad. I've been testing out this new foundation, which I'm definitely going to talk about very soon. It's a big no. For now, we're going to talk about these beautiful palettes that Beauty Bay had launched out sometime back. Not new, definitely. I'm really like late on this. So I actually got my hands on these beautiful palettes a couple of months back. It's not like my first time testing them out. I'm actually going to be doing a demo. If you see up close, I've kind of abused the palette a little bit. Great. Actually, a few things that you do need to know about this palette. Every palette does have its own pros and cons. This palette in my book might have a little bit of more pros than cons, even if the cons are really severe. It's because of the price point. I have the one with the 9, even the one with the 18 shades or the 32 shades. It's pretty affordable. It's a pretty decent palette if you see right up close. The pan size is good. It comes with a decent mirror. If you can see, hi, say hello to me. So it comes with a decent mirror. It comes with the packing itself as a palette. It looks like the way it came out of the box, it looked super luxe. To me, it was a very luxurious palette. It feels good. I like anything which is mattifying. It reminds me of my Zoeva palette so much. It's got a similar feel to it. However, that's more Swedish, and this is more given the look of suede. The good thing about this palette is it comes with 9 shades. You don't have to buy all shimmer one. I have bought the one with all shimmer. They have options from nude to colors to everything, which have mattes and shimmers both mixed in them. So for me, this palette has its own pros and cons, and as I go about doing my look, I will keep telling you the things I do like and I do not, because I have played a lot with this palette. So the things I do like about it, there are things I do not like about it. If you do not buy palettes just because they don't have mattes in it, that's something that I would really want to change with this video, that you can always use a bronzer as a transition shade. You could always use a blush on that is more nudish as a transition shade. You don't have to stick to something that's made for your face to just your face. A good bronzer, if it says it's not harmful for eyes, can be actually used beautifully as a transition shade. The highlighting powder, the one you use to bake, can actually be used to set your concealer on your eyes. I've zoomed you guys in. You can see all this foundation, which is horrible. But anyway, let's begin. Now, sometimes in my regular videos, I would do the transitioning first. This time I would go the other route, and I would first play with darker colors and bolder colors, and then do the blending after. Life of the palette is 12 months, which is a very decent life. Again, I'm going to begin with the shade Pride right here. Oh, ignore my nail paint too, by the way. And if you can see, this is how it looks. It's pretty. It's kind of corally, pretty-ish. However, I find this to be a little patchy, and you really need to like blend it to make it work. So as we go about, I'm going to explain you, because I studied this palette quite in depth. First con of this palette is it's got quite a bit of fallout, so I'm going to begin with putting some powder underneath. However, I'm not a huge fan of baking. Believe me, I am not a huge fan of baking at all. But when something has fallouts and I'm planning to do my eye makeup later, I wouldn't really mind baking, because then I would avoid getting the eye makeup everywhere. Take a flat brush like this. This had my concealer on, which I used to conceal my eyes with. Now, of course, it's a shimmer. So remember, it's a shimmer. So you have to remember that if you spray it with a little bit of fixing spray, it's always going to give you a bit more shimmeriness to it. But you know what? Like, sorry, focus. So this is how it looks on the brush. If you do overspray it with shimmer, the shimmer will be more impactful, true, but I just want to show it to you how it would look without any overspray of alcohol on it. So I'm just focusing on the outer part of my eye. This is more about the palette, so I'm not going to do too much depth about how I'm layering the colors. Show you what I meant. If you see up close, it's got a bit of fallout to it, and that's why I had so much powder layered on. is I'm kind of gonna go with the wink roots. I'm gonna try and make my eyeshadow look like a wing. And the powder would really help with that. So another tip, the pro about this palette is it actually layers beautifully. If you can see, nothing becomes patchy if you go on doing the second layer. If you see up close, nothing will become patchy. It layers beautifully if you kind of even things out. Yeah, it looks pretty dang decent. Now I'm going to go with this shade right here called Splash. This is how it looks. Beautiful oceany kind of blue. Again, the same thing. They can be a little patchy. When you go to blend it, see, they blend beautifully. So I'm actually going to use the other side of the brush, which is still clean. Again, not overspraying with any kind of... These are, however, not the colors I really love in this palette, and I am just gonna... You see how beautiful that blue looks? And when you're working with such shades, I always recommend kind of blend and play around a little bit. So I'm gonna turn my brush over now and do the same with the purple, remaining purple, and kind of blend it over the blue. So you want that, you see how that color right here? You need it to look blended. So I'm again going to go over in a flat brush. I'm again going to use a flat brush now. You don't need 100 different brushes to do an eye look like this. You can always wipe the excess off in the tissue paper because I'm recording right now. Now this color, I'm going to go in with this color which is called Bumblebee. This is actually 1, 2, 3 most favorite color. And in the inner part of the eye, it turns out beautiful. Just to have the little opening of the eye, it looks really pretty. But it doesn't look like yellow from anywhere, so it doesn't look like bumblebee yellow. I haven't yet sprayed my brushes with setting spray, so if I would have done that, it would have looked a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to quickly show you what I meant is this. I don't know if you could see it on camera, but it's got a lot of fallout here, and that's why I used the powder. So I'm going to use a brush like this, which is a little bit more denser because I don't want too much shimmer, prominent shimmer under my eye. And I'm going to use the color Money Tree. This is one of the colors that I've never tried myself. Okay, that's a beautiful color. It's an interesting color. However, I think this is going to be patchy, but let's try it. And I'm going to just hit it under the eye like that. Too much flakiness to it. It's almost so much flaky that if you can see my eye up close, you could see the green. Some of the shimmers don't actually do it. They are not so powdery, but I kind of had an idea this would happen because of the way it has fallouts. It's kind of evident that it goes everywhere if you're not careful with it. And I'm going to use one of my bronzers from L'Oreal and do the blending. If I had mascara on, if I had liner on, this was a pretty bomb look. No, nothing against the palette. You can definitely make it work. You just might have to do the extra step or do your eye makeup before if that's something you like doing, because a lot of people do their eye makeup before doing their face makeup. I am one of those who hates doing their eye makeup first. Hates it. I just feel so incomplete if the face isn't done. But you know how beautifully the wing has turned out because of the powder? I actually like it. If I would have like kind of joined it a little bit more, it would have looked even prettier. But in itself, I love this eye makeup. I think it looks really bomb. It looks really pretty. The colors, whatever I've turned out I think we did a pretty good job testing out this beautiful palette from Beauty Bay. And go ahead and buy it because it's really cheap. It's for 800 or 900 bucks. I'm going to link it down below. Sometimes it comes on a 25% off. I picked up 2 or 3 of these on Black Friday. They were on 20% off. or 25%, which is a very good price point, around 700 bucks to pay for a beautiful shadow like this. Because mostly cheaper palettes, their colors are really bad. You know, you can actually use a nude from a Maybelline palette or Makeup Revolution palette. Beautiful, their shimmer is amazing. But anything with too much color will not perform. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys like me doing such videos. And if you do, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. Also hit the notification bell to get notified for my all updates. And I kind of like it and I'm obsessed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.